Hello everyone, and welcome to some more horrific news. Alright, looks like we have a Tremors update, so let's take a look at it. The Tremors rights are back in the hands of Stampede Entertainment. The copyright to the original Tremors screenplay is now back in the hands of its creators at Stampede Entertainment. In the early 1980s, writer S.S. Wilson was climbing over large boulders in the Mojave Desert when the thought occurred to him, what if something was under the ground and I couldn't get off this rock? That thought would eventually grow into the story for one of the greatest creature features ever made, Tremors, which was directed by Ron Underwood from a screenplay Wilson wrote with Brent Maddock. The movie, released by Universal in 1990, introduced viewers to the subterranean monsters known as graboids and spawned a franchise that has, so far, consisted of 6 direct-to-video sequels and a TV series that ran for 13 episodes back in 2003. Wilson, Maddock, and their production company Stampede Entertainment were behind the first 4 movies and the TV show, and they had written the script for Tremors 5. But Universal kept the script on a shelf for several years, and when they decided to dust it off and give the movie a green light, they made one of the most incomprehensibly bad decisions that Hollywood makes from time to time, and decided to make Tremors 5 without the involvement of Stampede, having their script rewritten on the way to production. Then Universal made 2 more sequels without Stampede, but with poorly redesigned versions of the creatures, and script that suffered without Stampede's input. Last year, Daily Dead discovered that Universal Pictures' 1440 Entertainment Division had been developing a Tremors reboot and was going to be directed by Bill Watterson, but the project was cancelled, and now it has become clear why Universal was plotting a reboot. It's because they knew they were running out of time to make Tremors projects without the involvement of Stampede. In the United States, copyright holders can terminate the transfer of their rights after 35 years. We've recently seen this happen with screenwriter Victor Miller and Friday the 13th, with James Cameron and Terminator, and others, and now the same can be said for Tremors. The copyright to the original screenplay is now in the hands of Stampede Entertainment. In the past weekend, the second annual Tremors Fest was held in Santa Fe, New Mexico, and Wilson broke the great news to the fan audience. What we have now just got are the rights to our original screenplay. That's good. We can remake Tremors if we want to. We don't have the rights to the Shriekers. We don't have the rights to the Ass Blasters. We don't have the rights to Tremors 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. But they do have the rights to the original Tremors in the United States, including all of the characters, creatures, and locations in the script. And that's a great place to start. This turn of events has come about thanks to the lawyer Mark Toberoff. He also represented Victor Miller in Friday the 13th case, and Tremors fan Levi Dillon, Burzlaff Louette, the host of the Talking Tremors podcast, is Burzlaff Louette, who got Stampede and Toberoff in contact with each other, and he shared the video of Wilson's announcement on Facebook. The struggle to get the copyright back in the hands of Stampede was a long process that has been going on for years, but it has finally reached a conclusion. As for what Stampede might do with Tremors now that they have the rights, it's good to hear that a remake is not actually their goal. Rather, Wilson told Burzlaff Louette that Stampede has zero intention to do a remake of the first movie. They're most likely going to try and make a sequel that's set in Perfection, Nevada, with the remaining cast and crew and another grab-out threat. Mark Toberoff would love for them to pull a pre-style approach to the sequel film. It's worth noting that Stampede doesn't have the foreign distribution rights, so they'll still have to go to the table for negotiations with Universal about selling outside of America. Stampede is also said to be working on getting some Tremors merchandise out into the world. It will be exciting to see how Stampede moves forward now that they have the Tremors copyright, and another grab-out-centric sequel set in Perfection sounds great to me. The only cast member who stuck with the franchise through every sequel and the TV series was Michael Gross, so there's a good chance we get to see him reprise the role of Burt Gummer in the new film. And for the last few years, Tremors star Kevin Bacon has let it be known that he wants to come back to the world of Tremors. He even starred in the pilot for a second Tremors TV series, but Sci-Fi didn't pick it up. Will this be Bacon's chance for a graboid rematch? We'll have to wait and see. For now, it's just comforting to know that this franchise is back in the right hands. Universal won't be able to leave Stampede out anymore. Are you glad to hear that Tremors copyright is now with Stampede Entertainment? Share your thoughts on this news by leaving a comment below. And that is it. Right, first of all, Levi, my friend, I'm sorry for butchering your surname. I've yet to ask Levi what their surname is, how to pronounce it. Because you know me, I mispronounce everything. I have to inflict my dodgy accent, but as you know, Levi is a fantastic friend of the show, supporter, and we have been through this franchise. Chris and I started off as just an idea. Do you remember that Tremors movie? We had a look at it, and we did not expect to just fall in love with Perfection, the characters, and it became an emotional roller coaster. Of course, you can check out the whole thing on the channel. We did all the movies, we did the TV series. Levi came on to the channel, we did a whole retrospective of the Tremors saga, and I knew they were trying to get this working. Of course, as the article mentions, check out Levi's channel, Tremors Saga. Chris and I are planning to be on there at some point once we get our schedule sorted out. It's just a whole timing thing with work, etc. But It's going to happen. But yeah, it's great news. Universal absolutely arsed this up. We called it the sequel trilogy. So basically after part 4, which in my opinion is the best prequel ever made of anything. It still has the Tremors vibe. Michael Gross playing Harem Gummer. You know, the Descendant playing a different character, and they're basically just having fun with it. For a prequel, it actually worked. But then you had 5, 6, and 7, which were absolutely abysmal, and you really could see the tonal shift. Now, I was originally more forgiving of 5, but when I saw 6 and 7, I was like, nah, you could just see what they're trying to do. Tick boxes and buzzwords and just nonsense, but no story. And they legitimately pissed all over Michael Gross and his character Burt Gummer. They decided they were going to basically shove him out the door. It was horrible. And then we watched the TV show, and oh my god, that was another little gem that deserved to go on. It did not need to be cancelled, and the 3 movies should have been based on the back of the TV show. Anyway, we've talked about this ad line. Levi, fantastic job. Sometimes it's just making the connection, getting people in touch with each other. Levi's 100% passionate about this franchise. Check out their stream, honestly. Well worth a laugh. I just, unfortunately for me, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm in bed most of the time, but I do try to catch up. But yeah, good news. Universal are absolute arseholes. Like most of the main studios, they're just up their own backside and just full of ego and arrogance and very little talent these days. But we'll see how it turns out. I'm cautiously optimistic that we can get back on track and get the love again for this franchise that it deserves. But there you go. Let me know what you think. And until next time, keep up to date with the channel, do the tidy clicky things, and remember to keep it creepy, keep it horrific.